Howdy folks, AG Square here to share with you all of the possible DIY, do-it-yourself friendly things to do when dealing with a toilet with a weak flush. I mean, who is okay with all of our not being flushed all the way through? No one. It's gross. So don't settle for waiting God knows how long for a plumber or for your landlord when you can do some of these things yourself right away. So let's first share what are some of the high-level reasons for a toilet having a weak flush, and provide a brief explanation on how to check if any of these may be the issue you are dealing with. Now, first potential issue is with the components inside of the toilet's tank, specifically due to either this thing called the flapper or the fill valve. Now, the flapper is responsible for letting water through when the toilet lever is pushed, and it may not be opening up all the way and therefore preventing a full strength flush. This will likely be due to a chain that is way too loose. So the fix here would be to open the tank cover and try flushing to see if the flapper is not fully opening up. You want it to basically be this wide open, not this wide open. As you can see here, this is not the issue with this toilet. But if it was, check out my video up here to see how easy it is to adjust or cut the chain to remedy this flapper issue. The second potential issue is if there's something clogging the toilet or the pipes that the toilet is connected to. Now, where the clog is will influence how you fix this. Before I go deep into those specifics, let's mention the third possible cause, and that is a clogged roof vent. As you can see in this image, the roof vent will connect with the rest of the pipes and allow gravity to do its thing and force water down and into the drain pipe. If this roof vent is blocked, then you'll likely observe poor draining all throughout the rest of the house. It's as easy as going up there and making sure with this snake tool that there isn't anything blocking the pipe. I also poured water into the pipe to make sure I didn't hear any gurgling sounds. Okay, let's talk clogs. If there is something stuck in the pipe near the toilet, a plunger will typically resolve this. If it's a very subtle clog, let's call it a severity or Sev 1 clog. The plunger's going to make that get loose and start flushing it down the sewage. But if after taking a plunger to the toilet that still doesn't fix your issue, well, now we might have a severity 2 Sev 2 clog. So I'm going to show you here two specific things that you can do to try to fix a Sev 2 clog. First thing to do is familiarize yourself with the orientation of where your bathroom is with respect to the house, because as you can see here, we're going to go down into the garage where when we look up, we're going to see the pipes. And these are your drain out pipes. These allow you to take pliers and turn it counterclockwise to remove it and therefore relieve any backed up water due to a clog or see if there's anything blocking that pipe. Caution here, removing this may cause a ton of water to come out if there is a major backup in the pipes. Fortunately, that wasn't the case for us. So let's take a look at what's inside these puppies. You'll notice here that there's practically nothing in there. The gray looking stuff at the bottom of the pipe is called sediment. This could become a problem over time after it builds up over many years, but in its current state, it's nowhere near an issue and definitely not causing the weak flushing. Now, this sediment could also be causing a foul smell. So if you do pick up a lot of bad smells, cleaning out your pipes and removing the sediment may be a good fix to look into. Okay, this looks like a clean enough pipe to me, but I'm going to leave this open for now. Just do not forget to screw this back on before you finish this work. Otherwise, every time you run water or flush the toilet, you might end up seeing water in your garage. Back to the toilet to try to unclog whatever may be in there. Brace yourselves. My first recommendation it will gross you out. But listen, until someone takes a or a piss, this water is the same water as the tap. So the first thing to try is to put your hand inside and feel to see if anything is in there. And gasp. Wait for it. I felt something in there. What do you think it is? It's a sock. What the I have no idea how this gets in there. It's insane because I just bought the house a couple weeks ago. The previous owner must have had a renter or even themselves just wanting to play a prank or something. But that is incredibly weird. Now, after taking the sock out, let's go ahead and test flushing to see if that fully resolves the issue. Nope, it's still very slow, folks. So although I do think this definitely helped, we're still dealing with too weak of a flush. The next thing I'm going to encourage you to do is to use what's called a toilet auger to catch and unclog whatever may be in there. If you don't have this tool, it goes for around $70 or so at Home Depot. At this point, it may be worth calling a plumber. But if you are a committed DIYer, get yourself this tool and let's do this thing. Let's understand how this tool works. On the left side, you've got this curved area with plastic that is intended to not damage the toilet when it makes contact. And on the right side, you have a handle that you can use to rotate clockwise. First thing to do is attach that handle to this side and just rotate this nut clockwise to fully attach the handle. Once attached, notice how you can pull or push the handle. Pulling it will cause the metal coil to retract into the tool, while pushing the handle inward will cause the metal coil to extend out and ultimately go inside the toilet and the pipes. This is how we'll try to unclog the toilet and the pipe. Slowly pushing the coil deeper in the pipe as you are rotating clockwise. Push in, rotate, push in further, rotate. Enough talk, let me show you this in action. We'll start by placing the auger inside the toilet with the rubber piece on the toilet. Tilting the auger toward us, push the handle inward to push the coil inside the toilet. It shouldn't require a lot of force. If you find yourself needing to push too hard, you may have found a major clog. And if it's too stuck, forcing the coil further in may actually break it off. So the technique when you can push it without excessive force is to just start rotating clockwise the handle. If that doesn't loosen things, causing pushing to be easier, you may need to pull the handle away and bring the coil back into the tool. Then repeat this process over until you are either A, able to get the clog resolved, or B, and in my case, unable to do so. This brings us to the final option to fix a weak flush, and that is to unfortunately have to lift the toilet up and put it on its side. Prior to removing the toilet, however, you're going to want to have a new wax ring handy just because that always needs to be replaced whenever we pull the toilet up. The first thing to do is unscrew the nuts on the sides, the left and the right side, followed by cutting the caulk around the toilet with a utility knife or a putty knife. Once both are done, go ahead and drain the tank of all water by first turning the toilet's water valve off by rotating it clockwise and flushing the toilet until the water is all gone. And another good thing to have handy here instead of just a bunch of rags is a wet shop vacuum to remove all the water that's already inside the toilet. Otherwise, removing the toilet and turning it on its side will get very wet, and not the good kind of wet. Giggity. At this point, folks, you might need a plumber because now you're getting to the point where if incorrectly placing the current toilet or a new toilet on top of the wax ring, you will be dealing with very annoying leaks. All right, toilet's been removed. And let's take a look at this wax ring. Yikes, this looked like it was about to lose its ability to create a watertight seal. Observe how you can see some metal here. No bueno. You want to see the wax fully covering all the surface. So I'm actually glad I ended up doing this. Notice all of this remaining caulk. We'll need to remove all of this, again, either with a putty knife or a utility knife, as you'll want the surface to be fully flat prior to putting back on the toilet. Here are the two screws that you always see sticking out of the toilet. They are attached to this plate. When the toilet is placed through the screws and tightening with a nut on top, it forces the toilet tight onto that wax ring. Now, if you are persistent, you may be able to salvage the toilet if you are able to remove the clog from the toilet. Do so by placing the toilet on its side and try to see if you can see the clog. I wasn't able to capture it on video, but there was this large black plastic thing right in there. And when I tried to pull it out, it went further inside the toilet. I also tried using the toilet auger again, but with no success. At this point, it's just worth getting a new toilet, folks. Not worth spending more time on this thing. It's a lost cause. Now, this is the toilet I'll be installing, and to no one's surprise, it looks, well, like all toilets look like. Nothing special. This is an inexpensive model, around $100. In my opinion, folks, For appliances like toilets, simple is better. It's easy to install and less likely to have issues than more expensive models. If you really want to splurge, buy yourself a high quality fill valve and drain valve, and that's what allows potential more efficient flushing and more water efficient usage. If you are interested in seeing how to put the toilet back on, go ahead and check out the video linked above here. I'm going to be skipping that step and jumping to once the toilet is placed and secured on the wax ring. However, given the new wax ring, notice how wobbly this new toilet is. A small gap is okay. We'll be able to seal a small one with some silicone caulk, but this is too large of a gap and it's way too wobbly. This is okay though, but it will be important to level the toilet. This can be accomplished using these plastic shims. We'll simply place 1, 2, or as many as we need in the front to prevent it from wobbling further. Once stabilized, we'll want to do several flushes to make sure there are no leaks due to an improper installed wax ring. If there aren't any, we'll then seal the front and the sides of the toilet with this silicone caulk. Use silicone as it is better for high moisture areas like the bathroom. Notice how in the back, however, we didn't apply any caulk. That's intentional. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to quickly know if there is a leak in the future and potentially be causing water damage on the floor right under the toilet. I skipped this step for this video, but if you are interested in seeing how to assemble the tank components, I've also made a video showing how to do so above here. Go ahead and check it out. All right, folks, now that we've got a brand spanking new toilet, there's no way we're gonna continue seeing a weak flushing issue. So let's go ahead and test it out. And there you have it, folks. Perfect flush, just the way we like it. If you found this video informative or helpful, please consider giving it a like and share it with your friends, family, neighbor, coworkers, and the rest of your social circle. It really goes a long way to help me continue making content. And if you're interested in topics such as DIY, do-it-yourself projects, renovations, repairs, or topics on real estate, finance, or technology, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. I have a playlist for each of these topics so that you can easily find content that you're most interested in. And as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.